Good evening, Steve. Good to see you on this. Well, it's definitely becoming an autumnal, an autumnal evening. I think it's pretty much there, isn't it? Good evening, Johan, as well. Let me just. Oh yeah, that's fine. Cool. Right. Welcome back. It's been a couple of weeks since we had our last Hobby Hangout. We're back for another one. Tonight I'm going to be working on this, which you probably won't know because this is a current ongoing video project that I'm working on, but this is Osciliath, and I'm picking up, that would be helpful. Essentially, this is it. We've got various towers and gate houses for Osciliath. So today what I want to work on is getting the walls cut. I'm not sure how to do it, whether to glue it first or whether to cut it first. I had thought about gluing the two bits of the wall together and then cutting it as and when I needed it, but obviously haven't done that. So I'm not sure quite how to do it yet, but hopefully that's going to be one to work out this evening. And if you've got any ideas, do feel free to share them in the chat, as I know we have in the past. So yeah, so ultimately it's going to be a bit of measuring, it's going to be a bit of cutting. We're going to see how we go. So what has everybody been up to this week so far? Anything exciting? Anything that's going to write home about? Hopefully all is well. Should work fine, thanks, Johan. That's good. I'm pleased that my plan is has a chance, fighting chance. Oh, yeah, I've got some water in there. That's right. Lovely. Got the old Mod Podge, which will be one is fun, the other ain't. Yeah. Right, let's get these stuck together. I think to start with, I did think about painting tonight, and to be quite honest, I'm not sure I'm really in the frame of mind to be painting tonight. So this seemed like a winner. And of course, being that I've been working on this, I haven't actually had much time on it this week. I was away in London yesterday for most of the day, didn't get back till late. So by the time I got back, I was not really feeling like doing any work on the hobby stuff. So yeah, we'll get this done tonight. That will move me on quite nicely. Now the secret bit is that I'm doing this as a 24-hour challenge. So the challenge is, can I build Osciliath and get it completed within 24 hours? Now, it sounded like it was a challenge, but to be quite honest, doing all right so far. I've really not used much time to get this far. I think the biggest challenge will be getting all the buildings cut without losing my marbles. Because to be quite honest, I'm a little bit sort of like, don't really want to do that bit, but you've got to do what you got to do, I guess, to get these projects done. This is going to need shortening a little bit. What I should have done the other day was just glue this all together so that it was solid now, so I didn't have to be trying to glue it together and cut and do all this. So yeah, lesson learned on that one. Well done. Right, sorry, I will catch up with the chat in just a moment. Just trying to get this bit done. Excellent, yeah. And see, this is the problem because I didn't glue it together. How long is it going to take to dry if I try gluing the two halves together now? I wonder. It's got to be better than this. Let's get the old pins out. Busy painting epic ACW for CrackCon in just over a month. Did a batch of 17 strips last week. That sounds tough going. That makes my 24-hour project definitely seem a little bit easy. But no, cool. ACW in epic scale. It's funny, I'm thinking about doing, or planning on now. Yeah, the plan is definitely there to do Napoleonics in 6mm, but I have to say, I'm definitely thinking it could also work quite nicely for other periods. And ACW is one that has absolutely sprung to mind. Whoa, keep moving, keep moving. So yeah, whether I do that in the future or not, I don't know. And 6mm just seems like a very workable scale for many, many reasons. But speaking of smaller scales, I have had a message today from my friend Craig, who I believe is in Australia. He's the one that wrote a lot of the army lists and scenarios for Lord of the Rings using Strength and Honor. And those are the army lists that I've been using to create my Lord of the Rings project. So really, it's massive credit to him for my really giving me the inspiration to do the project. But anyway, I heard from him today. He has been working on some Strength and Honor battle boards, which are themed not to the ancients like you can get from war bases, but actually themed to Lord of the Rings, based on following along with my project. So these will be used in my Strength and Honor Lord of the Rings game in January. Mark Backhouse's Lardy Day that he's going to be running at the club that I have gone to in the past and haven't done for ages and really should. But yeah, so that's happening. Craig has very kindly started to design the tokens, the battle boards, and a little bit of a secret insight here is I'm doing like flight cards or movement cards for one of the characters, and one of the characters being the Witch King, who will be on what do they fly on? Nazguls, or are they called Nazguls, but they fly on something else. Anyway, needless to say, I'm really excited about it all. It's going to make my game, I think, that much cooler, and hopefully people are really going to enjoy playing it. I think Mark's quite excited with the whole thing. The armies are looking really good. The terrain's looking really good. Thanks to you guys. And it just, I think, all round, it's really lining up to be a really good participation game, which is really making me tempted to take it to a big show like Salute. So I don't know, maybe that will happen at some point, but right now, obviously, it's just trying to get it ready for January. Right, Johan says, pin the wood. You will coat it anyway. That way they won't move. Looking at my options for Armored Storm and making a small 3mm Eastern Front collection. Now that sounds cool. That sounds very cool. Just waiting on a few proper battle reports to see if the game is something for me. Sensible plan. Armored Storm, I take it, is this rule set. Right, so you reckon, Johan, I can stick these pins into this board? Not really. I wouldn't. you can pin them in, you can put them in, but it doesn't. I don't think it would. Yeah, it's not going to hold. It's why I put the towers in first, so that I could then use those to pin things to, as they are pretty solid. Evening, Robert. What are you up to? Yes. So what am I up to? I am working on Osgiliath in 2 mil, and this is going to be an addition to my Battle of Pelennor Fields game, which I'm doing at the Lard Day at the club on in January. So we've got Minas Tirith on one end of the table as a camp for one of the sides. Osgiliath is going to be on the other end. So yeah, this is part of a video that I'm doing at the moment, and I'm hoping to get it out for Sunday. The chance of that happening now are probably slim, because I've still got to do all the buildings. I just haven't had the time. So I think this might be next Sunday's video, and I will find something else to do for this Sunday. Not sure what in the slightest. Looking around to see what I've got. While I'm thinking about it, I wonder if I've got my coins, my bases, whether it's absolutely worth doing it. Basing up some more German fashion rigor while so I've just glued the walls together, and I'm giving them time to dry so that I can then cut them and stick them. That will dry before the end of the session. So I think what we'll do is we'll just put that to one side, and I'm going to look at some Germans. Oh yeah, Johan. It's what is it? It's not soft. It's no, it sort of is. It's a hardboard. No, not hardboard. Ply, thin ply, I think. Yeah, I think it's a thin ply. Anyway, yeah, cool. Right, that should be cool. Yeah, thank you, Robert. I'm hoping it's going to be really cool. That's the hope. Certainly, getting all the armies on the table and rolling some dice with Mark with Minas Tirith on the table was really cool. Looked really good. The game was really fun. Played really well. So yeah, really good fun. Right. What do we want to do? We want to do a mortar team. What am I going to do a mortar team on? Am I going to do it on a square base? Am I going to do it on a round base? What have I done with the others is the question. Let me find. Where did I put them? There they are. So I have put my Germans in the box. And I've got those on round bases, but I've got some on square bases. Do I do the mortar team as a square base or round base? Vote in the comments. Could I get away with a square base? Or do I do as a round base? Might do a round base. Might do a round base. What are those? 50s? 50s or 60s? Where's my ruler gone? Oh, there it is. Losing everything. Losing my marbles. Right, that's a 50 mil base. So I don't want to go any bigger than that. If I can help it. Right, lovely. Unless the rules command you, I just say what fits the team best. Do rules dictate an arc of fire? I don't think they do. It wouldn't be for a mortar anyway. I'm sort of basing these for chain of command, but hoping to kind of make it for any rule set really, if that makes any sense. Now I've got to find the bases. Am I going to have one in there? Might do. Might do. Let's see. A big tub of bases. That's going to be from my 105 at some point. Right, those look like 50s. Do a quick measurement. Yep, that's a 50. Perfect. Look at that. What else have I got? Oh, I've got the anti-tank rifle. That might go on a 50 as well. Let's put another one out just in case. Right. Alright, seal that. Yeah. There's no in my luck. I will need it again. Right, that's the ammunition guy. Get some clippers. I just put a strip of any of my bases to indicate the front of the model. Prevents any kind of issues across many different rules. So yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, not a bad idea at all. I try not to play with people, to be fair, who get very sort of like, oh well, that's not that. Like, come on, guys. You know, the idea is that we're here to have fun, and we're not gonna get super like, oh, this isn't that and that isn't this. But there's always those people out there, and we don't know what their day's been like when they arrive at the club, so you never know. Lovely. Right, so that's going there, that's going there. I think we've got ample space. And that'll be hand in line with mortar about there. I think that's going to look quite nice. Let's get the mortar cut off. This is a little bit smaller, a little bit more fiddly, but perfect. Right, and I'm hoping that that should glue onto that base there. That should glue in like that. And hanging out a little bit. Right, okay. Fun. This isn't socialism, you know. It absolutely is. The way I do it, it is socialism in full practice. I do like to have some fun. And I like it when other people have fun as well. But I am a bit of a, what's the word? Idealist. Right. And to be honest, I think if I could live in that Star Trek sort of style, utopian, what should we call it, society, then I think I'd be quite happy. But we don't. So, you know, there is a reality to life. We just have to get on and do our best. But, you know, I think it's important to look out for other people whenever we can. Base work fine, looking okay from here. Super, thank you. I'm sorry I'm not really in the middle there. Now, I need to find... I've got a couple of arms here. That's useful to know. Again, it doesn't give you any instructions about which arm goes with which guy. Just have to kind of go off the pictures. I think that's the one I'm going to use for that chap there. And I think we're going to go for a hope for the best sort of job. And let's get a little bit of... that probably should have been filed down. That's better. Right, let's get a bit of glue on the old arm socket. Let's put that one on top there. Come on. And remember how that's going to be. Yeah, I think that's going to work like that. We'll obviously move him over a little bit. We'll move him over and we'll make it a bit more central. But I think that's going to work like that. Oh, I think I might just put my head under that. Sorry about that. Evening, Luke. Good evening, all. Sorry, I'm late. Hope we're all tickety boo. We are indeed. Don't worry about being late. Nobody's late unless they come after we finish at like sometime after 9 o'clock. But appreciate you being here. Hopefully you are well and having a good day. What sort of helmets do we want for these guys? Do quite like the round ones. Any on that? No. There are shells on that. That's quite useful. Always like the way Dougie Robinson does like his additional shells on the bases. Oh, I've got extra people then. So 3 of these I need for the artillery gun. Which I think I've got. Then I've got some extra guys. Very odd. That's the off. Sorry, I probably should be showing you this. So I've got the officer-looking chap here with the scarf. I've got the NCO over here. I mean, they both could be NCOs, to be honest. I've got this guy lying down with a rifle. This guy is going to be lying prone, but potentially with MG. And then I've got these 2 others. Some of them are going to have to go for the artillery gun, so I don't quite know what I need heads. So let's cut some heads off. Sounds very brutal. I'm always a bit dubious about putting people in field caps. I just don't think they would have worn field caps. I know this is going to sound stupid, but in the field, like certainly not during combat, they're just not going to protect you. But hey, what do I know? I wasn't there. Although I have a history degree, I don't have a history degree on German Fallschirmjäger in the early to mid part of the war. So I think I'm going to stay quiet on this one. You can always pre-mold a few shells with make a look alike and cover it with the ready rounds with a bit of tarp. Yeah, now that is a good idea. I think that's the sort of thing Dougie does, is he makes it look like they've got ammunition crates and stuff like that, which is very clever and very useful. And I'm sure he would say, oh, it's a very simple thing. But yeah. All right, let's try and get this guy's head on. Yeah, let's get the old tweezers out. Is it going to slip and slide? Hopefully not. Yeah, okay. That's looking acceptable. Yes, perfect. That is a good connection. Like that. Right, let's see if we can get another. Dougie indeed did it. I do it with my reloading teams. Oh, nice. See? This is the thing I like about the hobby and the community is generally there's a lot of people you can learn from, and they really don't mind you learning from them, which is really cool. Obviously, I have a YouTube channel and I try to pass on information. I'm not saying any of it's any good, but I do try. Because I think that's one of the things as I say, I like about the community is that, you know, as I got into it, I learned a lot from people who have been in the hobby quite a long time. And so this is, I guess, part of the YouTube thing. It's kind of giving some of that back, maybe to people who are new to the hobby as well. I really don't like the way that looks on there. It's a bit better, but it's not ideal, not perfect. Almost tempted to put a field cap on that one, but probably not. Right, let's get some glue and get these guys staying out. Oh, Shacos and Sprues. Good evening. Hey up, thanks for the invite over here, Steve Harbour. Thank you, Steve Harbour, for sharing it. That is very kind of you. Good evening, Shacos and Sprues. I wonder. Oh, James, nice to meet you. I wonder if you are into Napoleonics or whether that's just a really cool name. Do let me know in the comments. I don't even know how many people we're up to today watching, but thank you. We've got lots of people. Well, it could be 5, could be 6. Hang on, let me look at the old camera. Oh, we've got 8 people watching. That is fantastic. Thank you ever so much for watching along tonight. Just to give you a bit of an overview of what we've been up to, what I've been up to. I am currently just getting some Fallschirmjäger glued down, and these guys are part of my 20mm Fallschirmjäger project, which I've been working on now for at least a year, because I picked these up at Colours last year. Although I haven't been working on, flat out. There's definitely been a lot of pausing and going to different projects and that sort of thing. But the main thing at the moment is I am letting some foam dry that I've cut out to be the walls of my 2mm Osciliath. So that is what I'm up to tonight. So we've put that together. There we go. That's another one on the done pile. We're going to put that to one side. Right. James says I've only a few Prussians. I suspect Steve and James are in it together, and there's plenty of Prussians. Ian James, do I spy 172 the best scale for World War II? Indeed, you do, James. That is absolutely my thoughts on it. These are Valiant Miniatures, German Paratrooper. This is the heavy weapons box, but I do have. I've been working on over the last couple of years, and I've got a couple of squads done of their regular paratroopers. So yes, going well. Now let's see how this wall is going. I think it might have dried. It's feeling pretty dry, so I think we might get back to a bit of Osciliath. It is nearly halfway through, so it is worth probably having a bit of a crack at that. We'll come back to the Fallschirmjäger if we get time at the end. I'll get that anti-tank rifle team done, or glued down, I should say, ready for some sanding and some priming. Right, where did we get to? So I'm going to take some of these pins out and see if it has dried. Right, let's go. Come on. Is it ungluing? Is it unsticking, I should say? No, that looks like a good bond. Right, let's get these out. So one of the projects I'm working on at the moment is my 2mm Lord of the Rings, and I have done Minas Tirith. If you haven't seen the channel before, go check out those videos. These fine guys have literally been working to get me through that project. I have finished it, and I'm now working on one more bit of terrain ready for a Lard day in January. And this is going to be Osciliath. So let's get some measuring done. Let's get some sticking done. We're having fun in this socialist environment. Apologies if anybody is anti-socialist and I am, of course, joking, but you can really be whatever you like. I'm not too bothered. Right, there we go. Let's cut that there. Yeah, not stuck together fully. That's a shame. I thought that had dried. Never mind. We're just going to crack on. That's the name of the game. Right. Oh, and the front's too short. Oh. You know, there are times when building terrain frustrates me. That is not going to be good enough. Let's see if it fits in a different bit. There we go. Now we're talking. No. So I'm going to cut it down. Oh, what a terrible idea. You know what? I am an absolute... When it comes to terrain, I botch so much. Just ridiculous. No. All right, I'm going to actually take these bits apart. The glue hasn't dried. That's where I'm making the mistake. Too impatient. Right. Just a smidge off again. Right. There's that bit. Now this bit, front section as it were, gonna need a good chunk off of this. Right. Let's try this again. James, what are you painting at the moment? Terrain bodging is the best bodging. You know what, Johan? I think I need that on a t-shirt. That would be epic. Terrain bodging is the best bodging. I could absolutely go with that, you know. Yes. That looks like that bodge job might have actually worked. So let's get the old Modge Podge out. We're bodging, we're modging, and we're podging. That sounds possibly a little bit dirty, but it's not. So there we go. There we go. And I should probably put some on the bottom as well so that it sticks. Oh, dearie me, dearie me. Well, it wouldn't really be one of my hobby hangouts without a little bit of bodging of something here, there, or everywhere. So there we go. We're modging and we're podging and we're bodging. And wait for the stab. As I stab myself. Yeah, that was very close that time. Oh, and that has not actually slid down all the way, so that's not helping either. Right. Right. Is that going to work? I don't know. And I apologise if I keep putting my head underneath the camera. I completely forget that I'm viewing, filming from above. As you can see, James, this is a highly professional YouTube channel, which has brilliant camera work all round. No, that's completely missed the wall. Don't really think I'm showing the channel in a good light tonight. There we go. Hopefully we're having a bit of a laugh and a bit of a giggle. Is that going to work? Is that going to work? You know what? Why not? Why is it not going to work? I don't know. Just try to. Right. A few pins in there. That is going to make it a bit difficult to put this bit of wall in, but we will get there when we get there. Bodging is what I do. Good job, Steve. I'm glad I'm in good company with you and Johan. Blood sacrifice is a must for a good build. Well, did I bleed on Minas Tirith? I'm not sure I did, actually. I might have got away with that one without a blood sacrifice, but hey, we'll see what we can do on this one. How about that for you? Right, let's move on to the next bit. This is why the 24-hour challenge is actually a little bit more challenging than I thought it was, because I can't actually make terrain without having to go back and fix it time and time again. So let's check out the next bit then. This bit here, I think we're going to need that like that. I think we're going to go like that. Let's go for that. At a bit of an angle. Wow, that's a brutal angle. I've gone all sorts of angles on that one. So that's in. Sort of hanging off there. Let's just see if we can pack this in here. Oh. So my other plan was that I was going to what was I going to do? I was going to basically do the wall like I did for Minas Tirith. I was going to wrap it all around in this way, do it as a one-er, and then put these over the top. I obviously decided I didn't want to stick with what I knew worked. I decided to try something new. And to be fair, for Osgiliath, I think it's probably the way to go, but there's a part of me which is really kicking myself right now, going, why did you think that was a good idea? Right, that is not going to work like that. Let's cut that bit off. Interesting. So, James, what World War II figures do you have in terms of sort of what armies, I guess, is my question. Next time, make the wall first and slide the towers over it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Not actually sure I'm going to do another one. I think I'm going to retire after this. Should be no longer a terrain builder, although it has been a lot of fun. So I'm not sure retirement's quite my game either. But oh, look at that! It's in. It's going to work this time. So let's get glue where we need it on the bottom and on the sides. Definitely needed to make the wall, let it stick and actually, you know, what am I thinking? Actually dry properly. Need to do all of that before trying to cut it. And oh, yes. Good. Let's spin it around. Let's have a look on this side. Yep, like that as well. So let's pin it. We are nearly halfway through the wall for Minas Tirith. No, for Osgiliath. So I'm pleased with that. I'll take that as a win. Where is it? Yep, here. I think it'll dry just fine. Just let's see if I can just get one going that way. Cool. This probably should be method to how I'm pinning this, but there isn't. It's just madness. Cool. Give myself plenty of opportunity to get stabbed. That's what she said. You know what? I can't even remember what I said that she might have said. So, yeah, apologies, Johan. Good evening, J Max. Good to see you. You are in luck. I don't know if you've heard me say what this is, but I'm going to ask the question. What do you think this is? J Max, as a Lord of the Rings fan, no hints or clues given. See if J Mac can get it. Minas Tirith, no. Minas Tirith's already built, but it is really close to Minas Tirith in the Middle Earth world. Yeah, no pressure. Well, that's it, Steve. The outer wall, no. I can see why you're saying that. The curve is definitely helping, but if I say that there's a river that runs along the back edge here, and then there's a little river that comes through here as well, or it's a little stream that feeds off of the main river, I guess. Feel like J Max just jumped on Google. And he's quick. I know this one. Right, that's definitely cutting at the angle there. Perfect. Right. Oh, you know what? I've never heard of that. Ramas Ecor. No, I've not heard of that one. I will narrow it down to the fact that it has been in the films. I have not actually read Tolkien. Right. Can this fit in here? Is the question. I think the answer is no, it can't. No, I need to take some off. Got one more guess, J Mac, and then I'll put you out of your misery. I'll let you know. It's gonna work. Perfect. Lovely. I have to say, I'm really grateful for the amount of people that have tuned in tonight and been chatting in the comments. That's really humbling, I guess, that people would actually spend time of their precious evening listening to me rabble on whilst trying to bodge some terrain, which bodging bit I'm quite good at, but the terrain bit not so much. So yeah. Dum, 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 dum. What time am I? 1:45. Am I going to get this finished by 9 o'clock? That's the question, and I think the answer is probably not. But we're going to try our hardest anyway. A couple more pins in that. I think J-Mac might have given up, so I might have to give him the answer. It is, in fact, Osgiliath, and I know it doesn't look anything like it right now, but I have gone for one half of Osgiliath, and that is the Pelennor Field side. And the idea is that this will sit against one table edge for the armies of Saruman, Saruman or Sauron, probably Sauron by this point. And then obviously Minas Tirith will sit the other side of the board. Oh, that's very kind, Robert. I've got one half of the wall done. I'm feeling pretty positive about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to go, and 15 minutes to go. So that is very achievable, I think. So let's keep going at the pace. And I've still got the Mortarmen that I've achieved as well. So yeah, you're absolutely very positively right there. We're doing all right. We are doing all right. Right, let me straighten this out. Lovely. I'm glad I made such a long length of wall, because actually by the time I've been cutting and evening bits up, I think definitely needed it. Oh, that's a good sound, that. Let's see. Let's see if this is gonna fit. Maybe I do need that short. That's really weird. Perfect. I think we're there on that one. So let's get some glue on that. And we're starting to fly now, gentlemen. And any ladies watching, apologies. That was very presumptuous. Lovely. Right, here we go. Let's get this on, and then we can get this pinned in place. Cool. Look at that. We're getting there. And I've learned the lesson from Minas Tirith. I am not going to be spray painting this to prime it this time. We are going to be going for a proper paintbrush job to prime it after the horrific fail on Minas Tirith. Lovely. Right, pin that in there. Pin this one in here. Right, lovely. It's gone very quiet in the chat. So either everybody's gone, right, we've had enough of him, let's go home. Well, everybody is home, but you know, they decided they had enough, or everybody's busy doing hobby, which would be awesome if they are. But it's all good, all good. Right, good. I mean, the pins themselves look like fantastic defenses, far better than the walls. Yeah, happy with that. Right, let's get this third to last. Let's get this next wall done, where we've got probably the biggest one left. Cool. 12 minutes on the clock. You are going faster with each section. Taking bets now. Thanks, Johan. Yeah, no, agreed. I am picking up a bit of speed, which is always good. I think the first couple you have to learn sort of not the technique per se, but just how it's working, whether it's working, and all those bits. Right, spin that round here. Get this like this. Cut that like that. Perfect. Lovely. Right, pop that over there. Get this, squeeze it in. A bit big. Fractionally. That's more of a tear than a cut, so that's not good. That's not good at all. Yeah, Perfect. He says, absolutely squeezing it in and pushing it in, doing everything he can. Lovely. Sorry, 110 pairs of boots painted so far, 40 to go. That is epic. And I'm not just talking about the scale. That is properly good effort there, Steve. Not to worry. I'd rather the boots got painted. As long as you don't mind just listening to my insatiable. That's not the word I was looking for. Wow, I'm tired. And I apologise for anything that comes out that shouldn't. Lovely. Right, that is in. Oh, no. Right. Let's get the pins in, and that will be good. Right. 4 pins. 4 pins. They're like 4 candles. Excellent. J-Mac, what are you working on tonight? I don't think you've mentioned that yet, so let us know. Be curious to know what you're working on. Did James ever come back, or have we properly scared him off already? Would be a bit sad, but I completely understand if he has run. Always good to get out while you still can. I think Steve and Johan and Robert have properly been held now against their will into the Hobby Hangout gang. Luke, is it Luke? Let me just go back up through the messages. Luke dropped in, didn't he? Where was Luke? Yeah, Luke's there. So Luke's popped back in a couple of times. So he's sort of possibly close to being roped into the Hobby Hangout gang. And J-Mac is also, I think, on a little bit of the fence. But, maybe that's what we need, is when I finally get to the dizzy heights of either doing a membership or a Patreon thing. We should come up with some sort of name for the gang. Don't know what we'll call it. You mean I had to choose to be here? Well, you had a choice, Johan, but you took too long, so I chose for you. And so you are here. James is in Yorkshire, so who knows? Well, cheers to you, James, because my mum's side of the family is from Yorkshire, so very much almost like I have a strong sort of pull towards Yorkshire, even though I've never lived there, which is probably why I still have that pull to it. But it is a beautiful part of the country, to be fair. And Robert's joining the work as well. Oh, James is there. Sorry, I popped off for pudding. Oh, Yorkshire pudding. Gotta love it. Um, 8 minutes, 2 sections. You're absolutely right. I took a break, Johan. Johan keeping me on task brilliantly. Well played, that man. Let's see. Let's cut that there. The good news is I've got plenty of wool left, so that is encouraging. Let's see if we can get that to fit. No, we need just a little bit more off. But I think we are in a good place, at a good pace. Just a fraction more off, maybe. It's going to be tight. Can he do it? Bob Builder, yes he can. Right, pop that in there. Yes, brilliant. Gentlemen, you have absolutely got me through what would be quite a boring task, but you've absolutely got me through it this evening. So thank you very much, much appreciated. And when you see the video, probably next Sunday now, you can think you were a part of that, and I shall absolutely have to reference you on the next update part of the video that I probably film either tomorrow or Friday. I've just put that in there. I didn't mean to put that in there. Right. There's that. How many sections left? Just one. How many minutes? 6 by my counting. We are going to make it, I think. Now I've said it, probably not going to make it. Going to have an absolute horrendous crisis. Now I've got to go through that bit so that we don't get in the way of the other bit. Oh, if we come out the side there, don't want to do that. Right, that's better there. And somehow we've got to do this so that I don't get in the way of the other wall. Right, there we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Right, the last bit to go. What has... did you put Henderson's on it? Oh, enjoying this 2 mil terrain. Thank you, James. Much appreciated. There is plenty more on the channel, so do check it out. I have done Helm's Deep and I have done Minas Tirith. This is Osgiliath, and I actually am considering maybe next year doing Edoras. So if you enjoy your Lord of the Rings, enjoy 2 mil, or just some nutter on YouTube, then do feel free to hit that subscribe button. Actually, very nearly getting to the 1,300. Can't quite remember, but anyway, there's some numbers and they're going up, which is nice rather than down, which is a bit sad. But yeah, we are getting there. And I am conscious that I want to try and get this in before 9 o'clock. For those who are new, I tend to do just an hour on this. I don't want to make people suffer longer than I absolutely have to, but so we do aim to try to keep it to an hour's hobby hangout, and I appreciate people's time is precious and they have other things to do, but that is what we try to do. 3 minutes to go. Attempting to sort out terrain and minis for crack on at Steve Harbour. Slow progress. So you two are in it together. I like that. Johan, great encouragement. Thank you. Edoras would be cool from JMac. I think so, and I don't think it would have to be particularly big. Bearing in mind how big Minas Tirith, I've done that, and yeah. So I'm thinking probably not much bigger than this. I could imagine sort of a hilltop and a hill there. So that's sort of the size I'm very much aiming for, I think. But I need to borrow the foam cutter from my friend Phil again. So, and I've only just given it back to him after having it for months. So I don't really want to borrow it again yet. So that's why I might wait for next year. Plus, I've got plenty of other things I'm doing this year. I have got plans for a video for some terrain for Peaky Blinders, which I started years ago and of course never finished because I'm a wargamer. But yeah, so that's another video I've got in the pipeline but haven't started yet. I've kind of started the project but not the video. But yeah, fancy any Peaky Blinders terrain, keep an eye out for that. Did have a big plan for like a big 6x4 table, but I have gone away from that idea just because A, I don't play it that regularly, and B, that's a lot of terrain and boards, and I don't know where to put it, and all sorts of real life questions like that. So yeah, right. Last pin is going to go in. It is a 1 minute to Johan. We are finished. Fantastic. Oh, that's it. Johan believed in me. We thought we could do it, and we did. And I am rather pleased by that. So that is that. The next step for anybody who's interested, my plan is next to cut out using blue foam all of the buildings to make it look like a ruined, beat up city. cashing out bets now. Looking brilliant. Well done. Thank you, Robert. And thank you all for encouraging me, for watching tonight. It's been great to have you along. So next steps on this are to cut out all the buildings, the ruined buildings that will make up Edoras. I've got some roads which I'll sand out. Got to work out. I think I might do sort of sand along the banks just to kind of give an impression that it's not just river flat on same as the road. But Stu BC, good to see you, sir. It's been a long time. Thank you very much for joining us. Assuming this is Stu BC that I had the pleasure of working with. We were only talking about you in the office just the other day. Myself, Fish, and Van. So yeah, hope you're well. We must catch up sometime when you're back this way in Portsmouth area. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. So I've got that to finish. Bit of sand on the outside, and then it'll be a paint job for the whole thing, which shouldn't take too long. And then that will be ready for January's game to go with Minas Tirith. So with that done, with some Fallschirmjäger done, I think that is going to be probably it for tonight. Getting a bit tired, so quality of production and commentary is going to go significantly downhill at this point, and I really should spend a bit of time with my wife, as I've not seen a huge amount of her tonight. But yeah, me too. Always looking forward to the end product, because then I can look at it and go, yeah, that looks really cool, and I'm not having to sit here going, oh, I don't want to finish this. But anyway, so that's another hour off the 24-hour challenge. I think we're down to sort of 21 hours left on the challenge, so plenty of time. I do think I'm going to finish this. But yeah, not this Sunday's video, but probably next Sunday's video will be Osgiliath and the making of it. So do check that out. Thanks, Steve, for your efforts and comments and just being along tonight. Been really, really great. Again, another really enthusiastic and very inspiring hangout session. Thanks, Stu. Thanks. I will either smash it because I've had enough of it, or I'll smash it because it'll actually look good. But appreciate the support all the same. In terms of what's next on the channel, do check out my video on Sunday, which I have no idea what it's going to be about so far. That's probably Friday afternoon's job. If you've got suggestions, always throw them in the comments. I'm just having a look around what I've got. I've got some Japanese figures, but I've just done a video on that. I could do some Peaky Blinders civilians, but again, I've kind of done some painting reviews recently. I could just take a week off, but it feels a little bit like a cop out. What have I got? Not a lot, really. Not a lot at all that I've got lined up. How to sculpt 2mm elephants. Johan, not even I attempted that. That was a 3D print. That was a much better option. Speaking of which, I have got some other 3D printed 2mm stuff on its way to me. Some siege towers, some cave trolls. What else have I got? Oh, I have a ring wraith. The ring wraith, the big winged beast that the Witch King flies on. So I've got one of those coming as well. So I've got a few bits that I'll paint up as units, and one will be a hero, the ring wraith. But yeah. But anyway, hopefully I'll get a video out this Sunday. So do check that out, please. If you are liking what I'm doing, you've got friends who are into wargaming, please feel free to share the channel with them. Would much appreciate your support. And thank you again for your support tonight. I'll be back next Wednesday with the next Hobby Hangout. So if you're you're on a loose end, or you want something to sit in the background while you do some hobby, do tune in then. Usual time of 8 p.m. UK time. Robert, you have way more faith in me than I have in me, so much appreciated. But all the same, really, really grateful for all your support tonight. So without further ado, have a great rest of your evening. Take care. Thanks to all the new faces and the old ones, and I'll see you very soon in another hobby hangout or video. Take care. See you soon.